Every time I listen to this, you know what I get?
What?
I get pumped up, dude.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, let's do it. Fade out. Fade out.
That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
we're talking about production quality right there.
Yeah.
We don't need anybody to come do editing for us or production value.
But really, we do.
Really, we do. Really do. So if you have that talent, we'd love to take you on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you in advance. It pays nothing. Well, how you doing today? Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Should we start talking love today, or should we start talking the weekend? What do you want to do?
Talking love.
All right, let's talk love. All right, give us your pickup line. Like love doesn't mean much because I've already picked out your wife.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name her name because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She knows who it is. You know who it is, and so that's already been decided. But you still need to woo her and win her love, even though it's already been arranged. What's your pickup line?
So I have two, actually.
Let's hear it.
So one of them is, are you a banana? Because you're appealing.
And I think women love being compared to bananas.
Yes, definitely. And then another one is, your hand looks heavy. Can I hold it for you?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried that one?
Nope. I think, okay, if I was a girl and I was just sitting there and some rando dude came up to me and was like, your hand looks heavy. Can I hold it for you? I'd be like, no.
No.
Yeah.
No. Turns out you're a creeper. Now, but pretend it's a girl that you know and you kind of have a crush on her and she kind of maybe likes you.
Yes, then I would use it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always these cheesy pickup lines, I don't know, hey, do your legs hurt because you've been running through my mind all day? Like, that's just kind of, like, that's stupid. Like, no.
Or, like, one of them's like, are you a race car? Because I want to make you McQueen.
Okay.
Do you know any good ones?
I don't. I'm a very direct person, and so I just say what's on my mind, and it worked for Renee and I.
Yeah.
It didn't work for other people, but it worked for me and Renee.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a pickup line guy.
Yeah. So my teacher was talking about Valentine's Day today, and so like I have two teachers I have one teacher specifically that really does not like Valentine's Day. And she's like, it's just another made-up holiday for people to sell a bunch of candy. I was like, okay, lady. And so I didn't say, okay, lady, but basically then for some reason, like the rest of the time, like her first period class, they're like, oh, do you have a Valentine? And she's married. She's like, yeah, it's my husband. And then they're like, ooh. And then basically I think that set the mood for her, and she was kind of angry the whole day. And so I wasn't enjoying that class as much as I usually would.
So I'll tell you what, I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day. I learned today that Valentine's Day is a huge day for Aubrey. Like, she loves it. And she said it was in her top 5, but I thought that's kind of silly because I don't know how many top holidays you have.
Yeah.
And so, made me kind of think like, all right, what are my top 3? What are your top 3 favorite holidays?
I have to say National Donut Day, number 1.
Is that a holiday or is it just a national day? But we'll go ahead. National Donut Day. We're going with that.
Christmas.
Okay.
Number 2. And my birthday. Wait.
Which might as well be a holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be at some point.
Yes.
You'll do something amazing, and you'll deserve the national holiday, Jonathan Day.
I'll figure out how to make a self-driving car.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Yeah,
that'll never.
Happen.
All right, so I think my top holidays, I'm going to go Christmas, Easter, and 4th of July.
Oh, yeah. I like 4th of July because it's just like barbecue and fireworks in America.
Yeah. Love the barbecue, love the fireworks.
Yeah.
Love the clearing the throat and the podcast.
Oh.
That's good. Okay, that's good, man. So, yeah, Day of Love. So, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I bought Renee flowers.
Fancy.
Yeah, I got a lady, and she hooks me up. So, she does these beautiful arrangements, and I get to pretend that it was me that does it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool, actually. All right, there's a couple things. Do we want to get to my mom? Actually, before we go on, we'll talk about my mom in a second.
Oh.
We're not going to talk about her. She is a listener. She wants us to clarify a few things. But talking about love, it reminded me of this story of when I was a little boy.
Yeah.
And I go to Sunday school at church, and there was like 6 boys in the class and 1 girl. And, of course, the girl was my girlfriend. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, I'm the most handsome boy in the class. I have the most charisma. I'm the only one that probably has a podcast.
You're the only one that is actually awake at that time.
Yeah, and so, Candace was her name. Candace was my girlfriend. And I come home from church one day just, like, uncontrollably sobbing.
Huh.
Like, and my mom, like, is trying to console me, like, Josh, what's the matter? Are you okay? Like, did something happen? What's going on? And, like, I can't even, like, get the words out. I'm just,
oh, my.
just out of control, right? I'm, like, 6 years old, 7 years old, whatever.
Oh.
And so, finally, I'm able to communicate. And I say, Candace broke up with me. And my mom's like, oh. And she's like, she's now with Ben. This kid, Ben in the class, stole my girl from me. Broke my heart. And so I was like, Josh, it's going to be okay. There's going to be plenty of other girls. You're going to go to college, and girls are going to make you cookies, and life's going to be so hard. The problem's going to be choosing which girl you're going to marry. And I'm like kind of like clearing up, like, really? And she's like, yeah, it's going to be so much better. Don't worry, Josh. It's going to be better than this. And so then I'm like, well, Mom, how am I going to know which one I'm going to marry? And she goes, you know what? I'll help you. Yeah. And so, allegedly, we had a contract written up that she had the permission to choose my wife.
I would not sign that contract. Did you sign that contract?
I think I did. She hasn't produced it, and I'm still married to Renee. We'll claim that she picked Renee. But I actually think, for some reason, we had a similar conversation with either you or Ralph about this. Huh. And we might have had a contract drawn up, but I got to find it.
Okay, so speaking of contracts, one time we have like a family economy, and so when Addison left the house, there was an extra job for somebody to do because Addison had a job cleaning up the house, and so we're like, somebody's gonna do this. So me, David, and Ralph formed a contract, and this contract basically stated, basically you can do the zone whenever you want to, and then that basically whoever does it gets the extra pay for that zone. And so years later, this contract is hung up, or it's taped to the office wall, and you make an announcement. David officially owns this new zone, and I was like, wait, hold it, we have a contract. David sprints in there,
rips the contract,
and throws it down the shredder. And I was like, I should have taken a photo of that.
Yeah, jacked. Yeah, hey, possession. If you don't have a contract or a possession or evidence of it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right, so we got to get to my mom real quick, and we got to clarify some things. She feels like she's been muddied, that we've kind of talked trash on her, and that we need to clarify a few things. So the episode when we talked about food in the house, now Monday was spaghetti, and Tuesday was tacos, and Wednesday was whatever.
Yeah.
Her claim, now, mind you, she's a little elevated in age, but her claim is that was because we kids were supposed to cook those days, and so Becky only wanted to make spaghetti, and I only wanted to make whatever I made.
Yeah.
And so I want it to be known to all of the internet world, to our Spotify listeners, to our Apple listeners, that my mom is an excellent cook, that she can cook more things than just spaghetti on Monday.
Yeah.
And that she has a wide array of talents. So let it be known. Let me shout this from the rooftops, from the podcast tops.
Why don't we go on the roof right now and just yell, my mom can cook!
I don't want to, it's a little chilly outside, but we could do that.
Okay.
While we're talking about things that my parents can and can't do, my dad is terrible at barbecuing.
I think you actually told me about this recently.
Yeah, so a long time ago, like, I had a friend, his name's Ryan, and he could barbecue. And I was kind of jealous, like, man, he like knew how to barbecue. So I kind of like studied a little bit of what he was doing and learned little bit of the ways. And so I started barbecuing. Like I made a point to like be good at barbecuing meat. And one day I moved to a house and I bought a new grill, and I had people over that had helped me move, just kind of say thanks. And so I'm cooking some food. And my dad goes, Josh, this food is really good. He goes, I used to think barbecue meant burnt.
I think, how do you think that barbecue means burnt? I mean, yeah.
Look, we love my dad, and we're just gonna let him. I don't know if he listens or not, but we'll just let him think, because when he would barbecue, he would burn the snot out of the burgers and the dogs, like they were charcoal black. It was like you're eating it, and like you're just eating like ash.
And here's the ashes of my hamburger.
Yeah. And then I have lots of stories about my dad cooking. For whatever reason, there was a Father's Day that my mom was gone. I don't know where she was at, but her and my 2 younger brothers were gone with my mom. And so it's me, my older brother, and my dad for Father's Day. Yeah. And my dad wanted meatloaf. And so he knew that there was ground beef in it and that you put like some other elements to it, like some barbecue sauce or ketchup in it or whatever. And
breadcrumbs.
Some breadcrumbs. And we just did our best, man. I don't remember that meatloaf being very tasty, but hey, we ate it.
Yeah. I think this brings me up to a story. It was a while ago. We were at the county fair. And
love the county fair.
Yes, the county fair is one of my favorite things to go to, because it's just like a bunch of rides, a bunch of good food, and then you can play with a bunch of fake toy guns that make annoying sounds. And so this year it's me, you, Ralph, and Grandpa Steve.
And Luna went too.
Oh yeah, Luna was there. And so
Luna. Not the moon, not the Mexican moon.
Yeah. But so we're going, and we're like, I want a funnel. We're like, we want a funnel cake right now, Dad. And he's like, okay, let's go get a funnel cake. And so we're sitting there, and so we're just like waiting for a funnel cake. And Grandpa's like, oh, no worries, I'll just go up and get it for you guys. And so he grabs the funnel cake, and he's like looking at the condiments, and he's like, strawberry jam. It's like in a pump, and he's like, that's a little odd. I didn't expect strawberry jam to be in a pump. And so he's like squirting this strawberry jam all over it, and it's looking all fancy. He's like, they're gonna love me. He brings it back to the table, and not only is this funnel cake very poorly made, that's not strawberry jam, it's ketchup.
It's ketchup, man. And what's funny, this is the craziest thing, is he ate it still.
Yeah, he's like, just don't think it's a funnel cake. It's kind of like fries.
And what's funny about that too is like Ralph absolutely hates strawberries.
Yeah, he would like rather die than eat.
He'd rather have it be ketchup than strawberries.
Yes.
And I was like I was getting like some sourdough bites or some. I was getting something else, like some baked deep fried whatever it was. I remember I came back, it was pretty good. And I come back and I see you guys. I'm like, what's wrong with the funnel cake? And you guys had this look in your face like, he ruined it.
It's made out of ketchup.
And so we're like eating around the ketchup part, and he put a ton of ketchup on there. But
it was also terribly made. It was just like burnt.
Like, we ended up getting other funnel cakes later, so we made up for it. But that was, I have a picture of that, and that is still. Anytime I see that picture, I laugh and I send it to Grandpa because it just makes me laugh that he did that. That's pretty funny. All right, so this brings me up. You're talking about, okay, we're sharing funnel cakes.
Yeah.
So there's something I want to talk about for I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, what are things that you should and shouldn't share? And this kind of came to a head this weekend. So this past weekend we went to Bryan Head.
Yeah.
We went up there. We stayed the night in a friend's cabin. And then the next day we went skiing, snowboarding, and had a really good time. I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun too.
And so as we arrived, it's kind of late, and so we're basically just going to sleep and then getting up in the morning going. And as we're getting ready to go to sleep, both you and Ralph had this realization that you had forgotten your toothbrush.
Yeah, and so I'm usually I usually brush my teeth.
That's a very good habit to have, especially if you're going to try to make the hit pickup lines.
Yeah, but like I I enjoy brushing my teeth.
And honestly, Ralph is a big toothbrusher too. Like first thing in the morning, he's always brushing his teeth. So that's great. And so you guys had forgotten your toothbrush.
Yeah.
And so I said, hey, look, I know this is kind of weird. Would you like to use my toothbrush? To which you both promptly said, no. Like, no, I'm good. I'm absolutely not. So that brings me to things that you should and shouldn't share. And so I have a couple things. And so toothbrush, you say no.
Yeah.
Now, what if it's your wife's toothbrush?
I say yes.
So, and I remember for some reason, Renee and I, when we were newlywed, like we would share toothbrush every now and then. But it wasn't like, hey, let's go share a toothbrush. It's just like, for some reason, like somebody forgot one or something, so you'd share it. So I think that's okay. All right. Underwear.
Okay, so it depends. So if there's a little skid mark in there.
No, it's clean. It's clean. It's been washed underwear.
What type of underwear?
It's the same type. So you're over your friend's house, you're swimming. Somehow you're swimming in your underwear. It's wet and you want a dry pair of underwear. So he says, here, I got this. You want to use this? And it's the same kind you got.
Oh.
Are you going to wear your friend's underwear?
Yes.
Okay. For me, I don't want to borrow somebody else's underwear. Like I won't buy underwear from a secondhand store. Like I just don't want to. I don't care how many times it's been washed.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it. And that's just me. I know I'm not you.
What if this underwear was made out of pure gold?
That's weird that you'd have a friend that's pure gold underwear. Now, that seems like a really uncomfortable underwear. All right. Similar question, swimsuit. So my guess is you'd probably share a swimsuit.
Yeah. Sometime, like, during the summer a couple of years ago, my friend forgot a swimsuit. And I was like, oh, you can just borrow mine. And I just go upstairs and dig through my closet. And then I just toss it.
Okay. I'm also not a swimsuit shirt. Now, if I had to, I would. But, you might end up like Gaylord on Meet the Parents where you're in some dude's Speedo or something.
Yeah, and then you...
break a bride's nose.
Yeah.
All right, dairy. Let's say I got an ice cream cone. Are you going to eat ice cream off of my ice cream cone?
I think I would... Yeah, that's yes. I mean, like...
All right, so it's similar question, but I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm eating a bowl of cereal and it looks really good to you. Would you take, and I said, oh, here, try it out. Would you take my spoon and scoop out cereal and have a bite of that cereal?
So is it your cereal or is it like my friend's cereal?
It's my cereal.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Friend's cereal.
Okay, probably, I don't know. That's kind of a tough one. I mean, how good it depends, I feel.
It's a friend who's a good enough friend that they listen to this podcast.
Yes.
Girlfriend cereal.
Yes.
Mary Beth cereal.
Yes.
All right, so for me, dairy I'm okay with. We have a friend, her name is Carrie Smith, and she is not a dairy sharer. Like she is hands down, that is her, like she doesn't share dairy. That's just gross to her.
That reminds me of The Office when Andy comes in and licks Angela's ice cream cone.
And she slams it.
Yeah, she just rolls down the window and rubs it on the car.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, so Angela is not a dairy sharer either. Okay, is there anything else that you would or wouldn't share that you think is kind of unique?
I would share my love.
And on this Valentine's Day, you have a gift and you are obligated to share that love.
Yes.
You want to share? You want to give me love shout outs today? We're going to keep those.
We're going to keep those private.
All right. Okay, we're going to be a little selfish with that love. All right, so snowboarding was fun. I think this will bring me to my old man moment of the week.
Yeah.
Old man moments.
So,
well, are we sponsored yet?
not sponsored yet by Old Spice, but we're getting there.
Old Spice, look, sponsor us. We have listeners in over 3 countries. We have many subscribers. Our audience is growing rapidly.
Yes.
You want to get on this bandwagon while the sponsorship is affordable.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not going to be affordable for that much longer, I don't think.
Yeah, Old Spice, you have a matter of months before you can't afford us.
Yeah.
All right, so my old man moment. So I'm snowboarding. I hadn't gone in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like riding a bike that you kind of pick it up after you haven't done it for a while. I was a little, hesitant. There's a lot of powder. You know, and so snowboarding powder can be challenging. At least for me, it was a little challenging. But I had a lot of fun. I didn't crash. Very proud of that. But so at one point, I said to David and his friends, I said, hey, I'll meet you down at the jump park, whatever, and I will film you guys getting some air.
Oh, sounds like a good idea. That only an old man can mess up.
Yeah, so I go down there, and so I said, "Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it on the what's the slow-mo mode."
Yeah, I think that would be like kind of cool. Just like
Yeah,
seeing
you
yourself.
see him getting up the air, kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so I go to slow-mo mode, and the focus immediately is off. Like, it's not focusing at all. Yeah. And so the first two guys go off, and I realize this isn't working out. So I take it off slow-mo mode, and I go to normal mode. And I push the button, and the next two guys, they jump. I turn it off. I put the phone away, and I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool, man. All right, I'll check. And so David later in the day was like, hey, Dad, send me those pictures or those videos. And so I go in and I look, and I knew the slow-mo mode ones were going to be crap because it was out of focus. I mean, as far as they were in the camera.
Yeah.
And then I go to look at the other one for the second two guys. The exact same thing I was making fun of those ladies about doing is what I did.
You took a photo.
So I actually didn't take I guess I did a little different. I hit the button, but apparently it didn't hit, or if it did it when I was putting it away. So I had a picture of the snow and the camera going into my pocket.
That's a pretty cool picture.
It was amazing. So sorry, Dave and your friends. I ruined this wonderful moment of you getting some massive air and then crashing on the landing.
Yeah. I think I crashed. I didn't really crash because I didn't hit any big jumps.
Well, you did. You hit a couple edges that you smacked your head pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I whiplashed and flung my head back. And, that powder snow was not really that friendly.
No, but it sure is fun. And you know, I had a good time. So, did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
So, the day after snowboarding, you're exhausted, right? I mean, we're pretty beat up. We're not doing this a ton, so our muscles are getting used to this. And so I think the best thing to do is to sit back and watch some movies. And so we enjoyed watching some Gene Wilder movies.
Is he in Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory?
Yes, he is. Exactly.
Is he Willy Wonka?
He's Willy Wonka.
Is he in Blazing Saddles?
He's also in Blazing Saddles. That's the same guy.
He's like the Waco kid?
Waco kid, yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm just joshing with you.
Yes, all right. So you watched a couple movies. You watched for the first time Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We're talking the original one.
Second time, I think.
Was it the second time?
Yeah.
All right. I want to talk about this movie just for a second.
Yeah.
So what's your overall thought on that movie?
I think it's a good movie. It's like there's some parts that are like a little like, whoa, what's going on here? And then it's just overall a good movie.
Okay, and to me it's entertaining. Like to me it's one of those childhood movies. You know, the Oompa Loompas. You're like, that's a little weird, but whatever. Yeah, it's like, how did you get all those guys? And I guess he did them a solid because they were in a bad situation or whatever. But I want to talk about one character specifically, and that is Grandpa Joe. Yeah.
So this Grandpa Joe guy, he's like, I've been sitting in bed for 20 years. And, I mean...
So, there's two sets of grandparents. So, one of them are the lady's grandparents, or parents, rather. And then the other, I'm guessing, is her husband who either ran off or died. Or there's no backstory on the husband. Maybe, I don't know, something happened with him. He's not in the picture.
Yeah.
So this lady for 20 years has been taking care of either her in-laws or her parents.
Yeah.
Now, Grandpa Joe must have some sort of malady that prohibits him from getting out of bed.
Yeah, or he's been saying like, when I get out of the bed, I'm gonna help that kid. And he's like, you've been saying that for 20 years, and I mean.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden this kid gets a golden ticket, and what miraculously happens to Grandpa Joe's legs?
They work. He just stands up and he's like, Charlie, get me my cane. And then he runs around the room.
He's running around. He's singing. I'm thinking, like, he's even saying, like, oh, my gosh, I haven't felt my feet. The feet haven't touched the ground for 20 years. So you're crapping in the bed. You're peeing in the bed. By the way, you're sharing this bed with another couple.
And you're also showering and bathing.
Bathing, yeah. And so for 20 years, you've done nothing. Now, all of a sudden, one good thing happens. Like, this kid, Charlie, has a paper route, and he's giving you money so you have tobacco for your pipe.
Yeah.
You're freeloading off a little kid, and now this kid gets his golden ticket, and you're able to take advantage of this. You now have energy. Grandpa Joe, shame on you, man.
Yeah, come on, guy.
your daughter or your daughter-in-law is working at a laundromat, trying to bust her butt to put food on her table, trying to give her son a chocolate bar for his birthday. And Grandpa Joe, that's what you do? That's how you're repaying him?
Yeah, I'm just going to sit in bed while this kid buys me tobacco.
Yeah, shame on you, Grandpa Joe. And I think, look, 20 years, like, he didn't look that old. Like, honestly, he looked like he was probably in his 60s.
Yeah.
So that means, from his 40s, he's been lazy.
That's just disappointing.
Disappointing, Grandpa Joe.
Another thing I have to say. In the beginning, everybody runs to the candy shop, and he's just tossing marshmallows and candies everywhere, and he's like, oh, you want this? You want this? I'm giving it to you for free. And Charlie's sitting in the window. I can't afford this candy.
This free candy.
Yeah, that he's literally throwing, here you go, kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the Candyman does, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
He's luring those kids in. So anyway, look, good movie, but I don't know. I think Grandpa Joe's kind of a scumbag.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
So, you know, to anybody who's just been laying in bed for 20 years that really has the ability to get up and fend for yourself, shame on you. Get out of your bed. Stop making your daughter or daughter-in-law take care of you.
Yeah. So the next movie is Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, so Blazing Saddles, it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, I'd say it's a really good movie.
So it's one of those movies that there's 0% chance it would be made today.
Yeah, like because of the inappropriacy.
Well, and what it does is it makes fun of lots of things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, whether it's race or cultures or whatever. Religion. I mean, it makes fun of all things. But I'll tell you what, there are some pretty dang funny lines from it.
Yeah, like, what in the wild, wild world of sports is going on here?
I mean, that's just a classic line. You know, there's it's a funny movie. It made me laugh.
Yeah, it made me laugh.
And it's, you know, I think we need to be able to laugh at ourselves.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think that's why I like it. So
the Cape Town ladies sing this song. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
If you've never seen the movie Blazing Saddles,
definitely recommend it.
yeah, you should watch it. You know, go watch Willy Wonka. Go watch Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
I probably need to clarify. So last week you gave the Barbie movie a grading of a C.
Okay, so I wasn't really that good at grading. I might have been a little slow in my head that day because I hit it really hard. I give it a B+, B.5.
B.5. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we gotta do. Let's talk about our sponsor real quick. You mind if I do this one today?
No, I don't.
Okay, we are sponsored by Doc R. Haldeman LLC. Practicing Oriental medicine at Renaissance Health Center.
Ooh.
Focusing on acupuncture, herbs, and other things like gua
Ooh. Cupping. And flying.
She's doing flying nowadays? Man, she hasn't done that for a while. Okay, go see Dr. Haldeman for any health needs, especially women's health, mental health, stress management, addiction recovery, PTSD, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Acupuncture works by moving energy. It activates the premovascular system. Look that up or go see Dr. Haldeman at Renaissance Health Center.
Yeah, I think personally, Dr. Haldeman has helped me with many of my problems, like my knee popping randomly, soreness, just headaches.
So her parents go and see her pretty regularly. And so on Saturday night, I'm playing tennis.
Yeah.
And Grandpa Mike is in the other court, and he's playing tennis.
Yeah.
And I'm about to be served to, and then all of a sudden I hear this, and I look over, and I say, hold on, and I look over, and I see man down on court 4.
Oh, no.
And you know, and so I said, hold on, somebody's down over here. And so the other 2 guys, they come over and they're running. They're like, well, is it okay? And I said, it's either Larry or Mike. And I go, yeah, it's Mike. And so they go, do you think it's his heart? And then the guys were playing it say, well, if it's his heart, he's in good hands because his opponent is a cardiologist. So he knows what's going on. So he should be okay. And then I hear Mike say, all right, help me up. We'll see if I cracked a rib. And so he gets up, and I tell Renee, like, hey, your dad ate it pretty good. He might need some help. So Renee got him some homeopathic little medicine to help out with pain. It's what arnica.
Arnica.
Yeah, so she brought over some arnica for him, and so sometimes she'll do this treatment called microcurrent.
Yeah, microcurrent. Basically, you just like sit down and you put a wet rag with this little taser thing in, not a taser, but like this little glove inside of it, and then it just like
it promotes healing.
Yeah, somehow.
So anyway, so I tell this story because unfortunately Grandpa Mike had to do the death girdle as he fell, and now he's in a lot of pain, and he didn't crack a rib, we don't think, but he fell and his racket kind of went into his gut as he landed, so that's no good. So Mike, we hope you heal, we hope you get better. Lots of love going out to you, but you also did go see Renee on Monday, so he should be feeling better in no time.
So I think we need to talk about our what's it called? Okay, quote of the week. Quote of the week, brought to you by Webster's Dictionary. So this quote of the week is from Creed Bratton, and episode of The Office, and it's like called like Bring Your Child to Work Day or whatever. And Creed's sitting in a chair, and all the kids are coming over, and Michael's like, "Here's Creed," and Creed's like, "Hey kids, you ever seen a foot with 4 toes?" And he like puts his foot on the table. Yeah. Okay, so that's your quote of the week. Kids, have you ever seen a foot with 4 toes? Thank you, Creed Bratton. Yeah. Okay, last thing. So I was talking to Addison, my oldest daughter. Yeah. And she was telling me that a friend of hers came up to her and said, "Hey, I see you keep posting about this podcast. What is this all about?" Huh. Her name is Liesel. Liesel. And Liesel has wanted to listen. She's on the edge of listening. She might listen sometime soon. Yeah. And so this moment right now is for people that are like Liesel. Yeah. Or people that are like Addison that have friends like Liesel that they want to listen. So you're a listener. You're enjoying. You get some laughs. And your friends see you post about it or talk about it. Just do the solid and encourage your friends to listen. Say, just take a dive. Yeah, just go click on the link. Yeah, it's one of the things I'm going to do this week, too. There's this podcast that I heard. It's the Ghost Runners podcast. Oh, yeah. I think they could use some help from people like us. So maybe I'll just post that, they should listen to podcasts like Ghost Runners so that they can get some of the hype that we've been able to receive over these last few weeks. And I'd like to shout out to the Nelsons. Richard Nielsen and Linda. Yeah. They're some of our... So our demographics spread up and down the age spectrum. We have people that are, in their infancy that are listening to us, and we have people that are on the opposite end of the spectrum listening to us. And that's where the Nelsons come in. Old man Nielsen gives us some shout-outs. Yeah. So, hey, thanks for listening. We hope we have entertained you tonight. And so, keep listening. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. So, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Share this with others. Follow us. And, we'll catch you later. Yeah, if you don't share this, you're really just being mean. It's like you're the guy on Halloween that turns your lights off, turns your sprinklers on, and throws eggs at kids as they walk past. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Share. Yeah. All right, have a good one. Bye.